Hello everyone, it's Timothy 2009 and welcome to the first video of April 2025. Now, I apologize if I've been absent for about a week. It just rained a lot, so I didn't really have the time to film. Plus, I was really busy with a lot of stuff, including the 80th anniversary project, so I was a little bit set back. But now that I have one of these things complete, I thought I'd make a video. Alright, so this is going to be sort of a special video. As you know, it is the month of Blue, aka Autism Awareness Month. So I thought this character in particular would actually be a fitting review. And I have a lot of things to say about this one YouTuber. And if you read by the title of the video, I'm sure you can guess who I'm talking about. But I've been very nostalgic lately, mainly with the old type of Thomas content that we've gotten on YouTube. So what better than to go back in time and relive those childhood memories. So, I'm talking, of course, about the one and only Trainboy 54. Yes, that's right. The man himself, Trainboy 54, or as he's actually called, John McDowell by his real name, but anyways, Trainboy 54. I have very fond memories of this guy. He was one of my earliest Thomas YouTubers to ever exist. Alongside people like Joey Turner and Miss Oliver and Blossom. Who remembers those guys? And back when Leo Kim Video actually made some great videos. I mean, I don't know what he's doing currently, but it's kind of sad that his Thomas content is slowly dying down. I mean, we used to get loads of Thomas content from Leo, but over time, we just been getting more bug type of videos, which, don't get me wrong, they are interesting videos, but they're not as good as the Thomas ones in my opinion. I mean, they're not bad, but still. I don't know who'd find them interesting, but anyways, back then, we got some pretty good gems in the Thomas community. Like I've already said, Miss Oliver and Blossom was a pretty funny guy. Joey Turner, who can forget his Tommy Thomas and Friends videos? Not to mention, I think him and both Miss Oliver and Blossom are also fans of My Little Pony as well. Same with John over here. However, John's pretty much known for one thing and one thing only. And I'm sure you can probably guess, if you know, that there's 104 days of summer vacation. That's right. He's known for his Phineas and Ferb crossover with Thomas. Now, John is a fan of both Thomas and Phineas and Ferb. I think John was born around the early 90s, so I think he might be 30 years old at the time I'm recording. Somewhere in his 30s. He's pretty old for a Thomas YouTuber. And he's still going to this day, and some people might say his camera quality hasn't changed. Spoilers for later. Now, I have a lot of things to say about Trainboy 54, so this is going to be sort of an interesting video. Now, this might be a little bit chaotic as well, considering that Trainboy 54 has been in a lot of stuff. Some, a bit yeah, this guy has sort of an interesting history, but today I'm going to talk about why I love him and my honest, nostalgic thoughts and basically the controversies, behind him. I mean, I don't know yet. I'll try to talk about this as best I can. This is going to be a long one, even though this is just one engine. I think one day I might talk about his Phineas and Ferb characters as well, and maybe talk about the show in general, but honestly, I mean, he does a really great job at his customs. So, one day we might talk about these two and the other, Phineas and Ferb trains I made in the future, as well as some of his other crossovers he's done. Alright, so, who even is Trainboy 54? Well, I've already said that he's a Thomas and Friends / Phineas and Ferb YouTuber. He makes both Thomas and Phineas and Ferb content on his channel, which makes him sort of unique compared to all the other YouTubers. I mean, you probably know that Miss Oliver and Blossom, Leo Kim Video, and Joey Turner would just do nothing but Thomas content 24/7, 365. I love Mad Bomber. It's one of my favorite childhood videos on YouTube. I've only seen a little bit of Miss Oliver and Blossom. I don't know if I've ever seen Joey Turner, but I've heard of him and his content. But I think they're all great YouTubers. But Trainboy 54 was one of the my favorite YouTubers in terms of Thomas content. And now keep in mind, this was actually before the Thomas community became toxic thanks to All Engines Go. And we've gotten more bad Thomas YouTubers out there, but let's not beat around the bush here, and let's not try to get too, like, dark into things. I just want to shine the light on Trainboy 54 because, like, there's some people who actually do hate this guy for, like, no... I mean, I'm sure they have their reasons as to why they hate this dude. And I'll explain later. But, anyways, Trainboy 54. He was a very big inspiration to my childhood. And if you don't know what I mean by that, I loved his painting. Like, he was a great custom modeler at the time. If you don't know, he would take some of his, like, Trackmaster Thomas trains and paint them into different colors. Like, try to make some characters who didn't get merchandise. Like, he's made Fergus, he's made Frida, he's made D199, he's made, like, a couple, like, real-life locomotives and a few other people's OCs. So, like, this dude was super cool for his, like, custom Trackmaster trains. And he would make his own series called Tomy and Trackmaster TNF. Oh, yeah, well, that wasn't his only series he's ever made. He's also done, like, his own, like, crossover with... where he basically, like, puts himself in episodes of Phineas and Ferb. Now, this is where this sad story begins. So, because of that, Trainboy 54 actually got copyrighted by Disney themselves. And, yes, for those of you who don't know, Disney owns Phineas and Ferb. And they've made all those live-action remakes that people will not talk about. And have failed poorly. Anyways, so yeah. Once Disney striked Trainboy 54 down, his old channel got taken down. I was super devastated by this point because I loved Trainboy 54. And I understand that, like, YouTube's copyright system was, like, pretty crazy, but keep in mind, like, I don't think YouTube's copyright system has gotten that bad overall, but it only got worse over time. So, yeah, but Trainboy 54, after he got taken down, he actually made a second account called Trainboy 54, but don't worry, that didn't last too long either, because once again, Disney, like, struck him down after he, like, oh yeah, I don't know why his second channel got terminated. I don't know, maybe it's because he was still doing the Adventures of Phineas and Ferb. I don't know, you guys probably tell me, but, I mean, he's been copyrighted, like, multiple times. I think maybe even in his, like, Tomy Trackmaster TNF series, because he would use music from other, like, sort of things. Now, one thing that people will criticize about Trainboy 54 is his writing. In his Tomy Trackmaster TNF series, none of the stories are actually original. And that's something I sort of knew about because, like, he would either, like, rewrite classic Thomas episodes or, like, just put different characters in them. Even his Phineas and Ferb trains, because he was still a huge fan of Phineas and Ferb then. And he's still a fan probably to this day. Anyways, but yeah, so people will probably question that, like, criticize his writing, saying that's a ripoff of other things. I mean, some YouTubers weren't that original back then, but thankfully nowadays people are more original and will try to create their own stories. Like, have you seen Tobias and the Half Pariah / Arcane Merchant? I know I said that multiple times, but I still love those two. Anyways, yeah. So, that's something that people criticize about Trainboy 54, but even with that, I still really did like his custom trains and, like, I mean, I think his Adventures of Phineas and Ferb was more unoriginal because, like, it's literally just the Phineas and Ferb episodes, but with Trainboy 54 thrown in, and a little bit of, like, cutscenes, like, with him in there. I mean, and again, people will probably also criticize his, like, quality of, and due to his low camera quality change, people will always, like, say that his, like, channel hasn't, like, improved. I mean, I know, like, his camera quality wasn't the best and probably still isn't, but, I mean, thanks to, like, him, I think people have learned to, like, improve their quality with their, like, camera work. And we did get better, like, visuals for, like, certain type of, like, stuff. Take, for example, Tobias and the Half Pariah. It was a little bit of a low quality for when it first came out, but it still did strike a middle ground for Thomas fans. But Arcane Merchant, I would say that the visuals are actually better, but the story has still gotten more darker than Half Pariah. Anyways, so, like, another thing is that some people will say that Trainboy 54 is a little bit cringy due to his content. But, personally, I mean, I understand, like, where they're coming from. While, yes, his writing isn't the best, I still think his custom models are actually nice. Now, here's where the story gets a little bit, more darker. So, now here's where I come in. So, I mean, if you were to ask me, like, anyways, so Trainboy54 actually, like, doxed himself. Yes, that's right. In one of his, like, videos, he actually, like, sent his full address to his house, which caused a lot of internet trolls to, like, basically, like, poke fun at him and call him out. He even got attention to the Black Critic guy, or, like, Blackbuster Critic, who basically, like, doxed Trainboy54 and started calling him, and, like, I'm sure you probably, like, know a little bit about Trainboy54's history, but I'm just going a little bit from what I know. It's hard to really, like, talk about it because, like, since his channels got taken down. But anyways, if you were to ask me, like, what is my least favorite thing Trainboy54 has ever done? Well, I think the worst video that John has ever, like, posted was, like, this parody of his, Perry the Platypus, like, music video, where basically, like, he made himself as a platypus train, and trust me when I tell you, like, I wanted to, like, pour bleach into my eyes, because, like, I could not look at that thing, like, ugh, what even is that? Like, that's gotta be, like, one of the most cursed things I've ever seen in the Thomas, like, community. And, like, yeah, like, but anyways, so why do I like Trainboy54? Well, again, he inspired me to, like, do my own painting. Like, yes, I only got into custom modeling because of this guy. After I saw his video where he, like, did custom trains, I wanted to do my own customs as well. So that's when I started painting, and I learned to paint thanks to this guy. So you can thank Trainboy54 for all of my customs over here, even my custom merchandise. And I know that there's, like, a lot of other, like, YouTubers who do their custom trains and have done amazing work, by the way. Have you seen what people have done to their Tomy trains, or even, like, model trains? That's impressive. And, little did we know, we get more crossover, like, YouTubers, like Mega Hedgehog X with his Sonic the Hedgehog crossover. And let me tell you, those are some very nice customs, because not only is it not just, like, him, like, just taking a screenshot of the cartoon character and slapping it on a train, but Mega Hedgehog X actually, like, tried to design his own, like, Thomas the Tank Engine faces and, like, put them on the Sonic characters. That is pure genius right there. Like, I mean, I don't know if one day John might do something like that, but who knows, he'll probably still continue with his custom modeling. Which I hope he makes more customs. Like, John is a really great painter. Like, he is a very nice artist. He should one day, like, do commissions for other, like, I don't know, that's just a thought. I don't know if that'll happen, but anyways, I think Trainboy54 got better for me, personally, in 2016. What do I mean by that? Well, after that, he would basically just, like, post custom model trains and do remakes of Thomas episodes. Which you can say is more original than, like, his Tomy and Trackmaster TNF series, because, like, he's actually trying to, like, remake the actual episodes and not just, like, rewrite them in his own way. Yet he would still do some sort of, like, things differently, like have Tom Hat riding on Hero, or use, like, the streamlined Gordon for the City of Churro and Gordon and the Famous Visitor. But I think what made Trainboy54 very special for me was, like, out of the blue, out of nowhere, he made a custom of Fluttershy from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Or more rather, Equestria Girls, but still. And when I saw that, I was absolutely mind blown by that custom. Like, and then he made more My Little Pony trains, and that just made me love him even more. So I'm guessing that John is also a fan of My Little Pony as well. Same with Miss Oliver and Blossom, and Joey Turner. And that's when I started to, like, love him even more, and I wanted to see more of his custom model trains. And shortly enough, he'd do more crossovers like the Powerpuff Girls, the Wiggles, Disney characters, Marvel, Lego. He did Wow Wow Wubsy at one point, and he even made, like, a few other characters. Now, what I will say is that there was, like, one video that I wish wasn't taken down. He made, like, a basically crossover with Thomas and Friends and this Disney Villains video game where he would, like, he made customs of, like, I think Peter Pan and Captain Hook, as well as the elephants from Dumbo. At one point, he did have, like, more Phineas and Ferb characters, like, I think he did, like, Bobby Fabulous from Love Handle. He might have also done Major Monogram and Carl, the two, like, people who would give Perry the Platypus his, like, commands on how to stop Dr. Doofenshmirtz from taking over the tri-state area. He also probably made Phineas and Ferb's parents as well. I don't know, don't quote me on that, but I swear I could have seen them. Maybe I was just imagining things, I don't know. I mean, supposedly there was going to be a Perry the Platypus custom, but images of that have been lost to time. So we'll never really know. But anyways, he still made a lot of, like, crossover trains. If I could give him a suggestion, I hope he'd do more Phineas and Ferb characters, especially the characters from, like, Love Handle. I mean, what I will say, my favorite episode from Phineas and Ferb is Dude, We're Getting the Band Back Together, and my favorite song is Ain't Got Rhythm. Seriously, check that song out. You will, like, have a blast listening to it. It's very catchy and so fun to sing to. Anyways, back to what I was going to say. So, I hope Trainboy 54 will do more Phineas and Ferb engines. Like, again, I'd love to see it if he did, like, Doofenshmirtz's brother or, like, the robot who's his assistant. That'd be really cool. I would love to see more My Little Pony characters at some point. Like, I know he's made Spike as of recently, but if we could get, like, more characters from Friendship is Magic, that'd be pretty cool. We'd probably get, like, Sunburst and Daring Do and Discord and Queen Chrysalis. That'd be really nice. And if he does, like, more crossovers in the future, I'd be curious to see what he does at this point. Even make a few other Thomas OCs. Like, I really love his, like, I know some people find his crossovers, like, pretty weird and obscure, but I'm just one of those few people who likes to cross over, like, cartoon characters. Like, have you not seen Jimmy Timmy Power Hour? Seriously, you should watch it right now. It's one of the best crossovers, in my opinion. I think it does make sense to, like, the whole Nickelodeon universe. And Nickelodeon has also done a few other crossovers with their other characters. Like, I seriously love crossovers. They're some of my favorites. And again, Trainboy 54 was one of those people who inspired me. And he actually did inspire me to make the My Little Pony characters as well, and make my own My Little Pony, like, Thomas crossover. So you can probably give him credit for that. And I have to give him credit as well. But yeah, in all seriousness, I really love Trainboy 54. Well, yes, he is very cringy and controversial. And he probably doesn't put the best effort in his videos, but come on. Keep in mind, this was actually before the Thomas community actually gotten worse, and trust me, there are a lot of YouTubers who have done worse than Trainboy 54. Well, yes, he did dox himself, but Trainboy 54 was never really rude. He never really cyberbullied anyone on the internet. He was never mean. He was just doing his own thing. He was just doing what he loved. He loved making custom Trackmasters. He loved making his own Thomas content, and he loved, absolutely loved Phineas and Ferb. So you can tell what this guy was up to. So, I think that about does it. Let me know what you guys think of Trainboy 54. Honestly, if you hate him, then I respect your opinion. But if you'd like to, like, tell me what you think of this guy, and comment below. What was your experience with Trainboy 54, and what do you remember from him? And if you actually do like him, tell me why. Again, I love his custom Trackmaster trains. I do like his series, even though it's, like, not the best. Like, and I really wish he wasn't taken down, because I would have loved to see his, like, Adventures of Phineas and Ferb. And I feel like maybe he's probably one of the reasons why I personally love Phineas and Ferb. It is a good show, don't get me wrong, but even if it's not one of my favorites, I still like it for what it is. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought about Trainboy 54. And if you are looking forward to more videos like this, then stay tuned, because one day I might do more of, like, stuff talking about this guy and his crossovers. So if you guys have any interesting, like, stuff you want to say about Trainboy 54, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time in the next video. Stay tuned for now, and we'll see you guys later.